series, if you're just joining us, is a best of 3, and it has even bigger implications than the previous, because the winner of this series goes to the Arlington Major. Loser does not. At the very least, they stay Div 1.
Begins.
Can they just stop fighting for a second, please?
Go ahead and talk.
Thank you. It's not only the fact that you go to Major or not, it's both of these teams have sub 100 DPC points. So getting the DPC points of the group stage, going to the Major, if they can then get a top 4 placement and better, they then have maybe like a 50% chance of then in scenarios based getting to TI. So it isn't a clean path. There isn't a, if they do this and X and Y, they get to TI. It's all, they're hoping for other teams to kind of do bad at the Major and whatnot. But the only way they can have the opportunity is by winning this best of 3 and by overperforming at the Major.
And I think obviously from Entity's perspective, they would love that experience. Secret, I mean, they're playing with Zayat, so with no Yapsor, they could use some experience on land together as well, just as a unit of 5 that they haven't had a chance to do yet. But
what's the ping like from Texas to EU?
To EU?
Yeah, like is it just like it's too far? Because normally like New York area.
New York, I would say, is probably like 80 to 90.
So playable.
So Texas is probably like 110 to 120.
So like the teams that in Texas won't be like, let's hit up the EU teams also here to do a cheeky scrim, right?
Right, that's unlikely.
Okay. That's
unless you want to lose, which, you know, sometimes you do. This Puppy is off the battery, stalled in this bot lane. Boundless Strike to set things up a little bit further. But Crystallis and company going to be pretty happy with this damage exchange here. Although the Impale comes out from... How do you... Okay, I haven't had a chance since I've been on NA this whole time to cast
Welcome
Entity.
to EU. Welcome.
Yeah, how do you say Kataomi?
I
hear you say Kataomi, which is no way that's right.
Yeah, I say Kataomi because I'm really stupid.
Okay.
But now, which one do you want to say?
Kataomi is just
Kataomi. Yeah, let's go with Kataomi.
Okay. Kataomi playing the Nick. What's the reason behind Nick's assassin in this game? A lot of times, I see the Dawnbreaker. That's the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, it pretty much was the early game fight from Entity. You want to be able to Nick's just insta cancel the Solar Guardian of Dawnbreaker. Of course, if you carapace it, boom, you're stunned. You can't come in. And I think against Puck, we mentioned how good Nisha was on his previous series. Not only does he have to think about not getting doomed, now it's, I can't just throw out a farming spell to hit a wave, because there could be a Vendetta Nyx there to stun me up as well. Like Entity very much, they drafted for this 15-minute style lineup where BKB's on Doom, Enigma might have like a Vessel and a Blink. Tiny's got Echoes of a Blink, they're in your face. There's not really big cooldowns I need to care for. Sure, there's Black Hole and Doom, but these heroes, they also play exceptionally well with a couple items and the rest of your team. You don't have to play around these bigger spells early in the game. Okay, and tell me the story of Pure on the Doom, position 1, because I think this is the only team that does it, at least from my memory. Yeah, it's one of the few only teams that does it. He just likes to be a bit greedier. He also likes to utilize these early creeps. Sometimes he gets the mana spam creep, so he's able to throw out these lightnings but have 2 extra regen, so he helps out his support. Right. Often he'd do that with like a Winter Wyvern in his lane, so just an abundance of mana. It's very much just like a carry that doesn't need help. So I'm going to ask some noob questions because, again, position 1 Doom is a little bit new for me. All right. He's been holding on to Devour for a very long time. So he's literally just waiting for a creep to get into the jungle. Yep. But I feel like at a certain point, it's like you could have had a lot more gold. You could have used it twice already in this game. He's going to get the Wolf creep. Just don't forget that because of the levels on Devour, he can't simply just walk to the camp and take it. Yeah. If the small camp's not available, there's often not a creep. He has to go deeper into the jungle. In the first 2-3 minutes, you need to be CSing. So I think he's just accepting that he doesn't also want to Devour a creep, push the lane out, and suddenly it's in a really bad spot. So he's just respecting the fact that he can't push the lane, he needs the correct creep, or at least a decent creep. And sometimes, level 1 Devour, I'm sure he can accept not using it in the first minute. So he's going to get a little right-click damage now thanks to this Alpha Wolf, which used to be the tried and true... I mean, back in the day when there was Carry Doom, this is what you would want late game. What year was this, please? Many years ago, before you started playing Dota, I'm sure. Was I even born back then? Maybe. Wow. You do have a beard, so not that young. As Fishman, looks like he's going to drop, gets off the Brain Stab into the Nightmare. Nicely done. One more right click should do it, though, as Zayat gets credit for that. But, I mean, early on, you talked about the zapping creep, the mana burning creep. Like, what else are high-value creeps these days, since there's so many more abilities on these things? There's also the Frost Shield from the Ogre. Yeah. That's more in a physical damage lineup. Not really seeing that here. Yeah, Puppy. Oh, actually baiting out the Spike Carapace. Nicely done, as Crystallis should get credit for this one, and indeed he does. I'm not going to try to fight Toby because of these ridiculously annoying Eidolons, so Puppy's going to have to expend that cogs. And already, if you're secret, you're looking at, if you're more aggressive in lanes, your ability to group up and take fights before the BKB, the Enigma comes online. Like, that's the key thing. But look how tanky he is, though.
He is, but the Fire Spirits does connect. Zayat's continuing to pursue. Pure. Oh my god, that was like 20 HP. So you'll get the salve off with the Bracer being backpacked temporarily. And still, he's going to be relatively low thanks to those changes to the salve. It's not going to be that much HP in the end.
I just realized, is Devour the only spell in the game that when you hover on the tooltip, it has a nice little... Still digesting that delicious creep and enjoying bonus armor. No, not that one. The one above. The status bar. Up
and left.
There we go. Look at that.
It is delicious.
Does anyone else have like a very poetic sentence?
Yeah, I don't know. As Fishman takes a tumble here, that's a good point. I feel like there is another one. But I won't be able to tell you what it is, so not very helpful, unfortunately. He's
like on his comms team. Guys, I'm still digesting that delicious creep and join bonus armor. I'm really strong, guys.
I mean, the fact that they have to change that every time they change Devour, it's shocking that they keep that text there, in all honesty. But I'm guessing as the game goes on, I mean, you tell me, will it be Centaur creep?
Oh, yeah. And he'll be enjoying that delicious creep and the bonus armor, of course.
You'll always enjoy that delicious creep, no doubt about it.
The main argument with Centaur creep is, will you need the Lincoln's pop? Because, of course, against the puck, you might need the Lincoln's pop. So that's why even that mana creep early on with the lightning bolt, the cast time on that's a little bit quicker than the other spell. So he might even just keep that available and pop the Lincoln's by himself. He doesn't need to be the blink stompy boy. But yeah, as I said, the build, it's always the same thing. Yep. Brown boots Midas, then you go for the BKB blink. Then you complete.
So it looks like this is basically the same build as any other position Doom, except you just get it faster. I mean, maybe you don't go Midas necessarily. I mean, you still get on a 4. At least you did.
Right now, Midas on Doom is often held to the 3 in the carry. Position 4 is just do like Tranks blink into the War Stomp that you mentioned. Yeah, so far, so good for...
But we're looking at like, obviously you said Blink, BKB, eventually Shivas or something like that, Refresher, whatever the case may be. But never is it right click.
No, we're not seeing...
Very sad.
No, we're not seeing like the Silver Edge into like Echo Saber Daedalus.
Oh, yeah.
No, none of that, yeah.
That's good, clean stuff.
Battle Fury, do you want to see a Battle Fury on top of that?
I like the Assault Kyros days with the Wolf Creep.
To be fair, that doesn't look bad though on Doom at any point, so you might pick it up.
Alright, Zayat's gonna get the Fire Spirits off onto Fishman, who gets his Nightmare off in turn. Stormstormer has made his way over here. Gonna focus. Oh, he's actually gonna pass right by Ice. Avalanche toss back into the tier 1 though. Nice. He's gonna dodge a lot of the damage from the tower, so I would assume he's going to be fine. Actually does not go with the hammer, using it just for the slow capability. Stormstormer continuing to pursue, tossing his teammate in. And Ice. Okay, he gets off the full Starbreaker, but it's not going to result in a kill for himself. Avalanche, part of it dodged thanks to that Nightmare, but either way, they get the value kill, does Entity.
I mean, Stormstormer very lucky to have the Arcane Rune there. I mean, the main reason why he rotated was because he had it. Multiple Avalanche, multiple tosses. Yeah, sure. That's a little bit of pressure from Fishman as well.
Yeah, more Fire Spirits to come. Fishman has been, I believe that's his 3rd death, if I'm not mistaken. Indeed it is. Having a bit of a rough start on that Bane. Has a nice double impale. Could have set up a decent combo from Stormstormer, but just not that much mana to speak of at the moment.
Luckily, Phoenicia still got the bottle refill. If that was a stun before he passed the bottle, that would have been pretty devastating. Right. He gets the region.
At what point does, in the games that you've watched, at least for Nisha, does he just start to take off? Like, is there a specific item, certain time of the game, or is it just game by game dependent?
Normally it's just Witchblade Blink. He's one of the more patient players.
Fishman's dead again, by the way.
That's 4 deaths. Unfortunate.
Yep, it's going to be a trade, though.
Dead as well.
Oh, they're actually extending the Dawnbreaker ult. Ice. I guess using it as a cheap TP, perhaps. Alright, now you can continue.
Thank you very much. The Witchblade and the Blink for Puck. Because he's one of the more patient players, he has a lot of discipline. And his ability to read when he can enter the fight and not get clipped by the Carapace, the Hex, these cheaper stuns that really punish Puck, he's able to really play on. And of course, when you have that mentality, you easily accelerate yourself to the Overwhelming Blink, the Lincolns, and all that. So I think just even 2 items, and Nisha is a massive threat for Entity.
Well, if he dies more than once this game, then that's probably good news for Entity based on how the games have been going thus far. He's been deathless or maybe at most one death, which, I mean, I know the panel was kind of
oh yes, that
kidding
panel.
about it.
Once
the whole
again, yeah.
His back is very strong. It's actually not that far from the truth. It feels like he has actually been carrying them.
Yeah, I loaded up his previous game. So he's been 15-1, 18-3, 21-0, 11-0. There was one bad game, so we'll ignore that.
Yeah.
15-2, 4-2, but again, it's a victory. 10-4, a loss. And then before that, Secret was pretty average. They weren't really overperforming.
So looking for 4 kills on him. That's the magic number.
That's the magic number, yeah, exactly. They've never got past 3 in the last 19 days.
That's actually insane. Stormstormer's going to get slowed a bit here by Ice Ice Ice, but doesn't want to pursue any further. Still no Dawnbreaker ult as it's on cooldown, but he's probably just going to walk back bot and get a little bit of farm in the meantime.
And Secret knows what's up, right? Dawn's TP mid, fill the bottle. Puppy's TP mid, fill the bottle. Give this puck as much mana as possible. And the main takeaway is this Doom, he went to jungle quite early. Normally he stays in lane a bit longer. You know, with the 4-point scorch stuff, he's just happily farming up. Now top net worth. And you just can't keep up. Like this Doom, it's the scuffed alchemist in how he gets his economy. Yep. This Monkey King, look at him, 3.5k to the 5.3 of Doom.
Yeah, not much he can do. He's just gonna have to leave Zayats to his own death there. But you're right, it's like it is like a baby alchemist. So this 1k lead, I mean, you look at it, it's, I mean, maybe this is an even game. I don't know how much that actually translates to. Is the hook shot was there from Puppy. Wukong's command from Crystallis to follow with the spike carapace, kind of keeping him in place, and a nice impale mana burn combo. But the black hole from Toby looks like he's gonna have to cancel because Ice 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 has come with that Solar Guardian. They're gonna turn that around to kill on not just Toby, but Kataomi.
Kataomi, oh, beautiful.
That's right.
A little bit clunky from Entity there. We mentioned already that they have a little bit of damage issues in their lineup. They need to get a couple items to cushion that. Their support duo aren't the biggest damage dealers, and you saw it there. The Nyx, he tanks up some of these spells, he disengages, but they don't have this like explosive energy. And Enigma throws down the black hole, but instantly just cancelled, killed off. And Secret, after that type of fight, I wouldn't be surprised. They're already smoking up. They're looking for more. The Witchblade, I believe, was completed as well. Yep, got the Witchblade complete. But this is Secret's moment to have entry into the game before that Doom BKB comes out, and he can just soak up some of these bigger spells.
Yeah, we'll see how much value they can get out of that Witchblade introduction, or reveal, I guess I should say. But you can see that's the Doom is pretty far away at this stage, so they will likely not find a pickoff this time. But he's only a recipe away from finishing the BKB for Pure's Doom.
And the key thing as well, Stormstormer, often a player that likes to go Echo Saber pre-blink, but this game, he realized that his Doom's having a pretty good game, so he's going for that blink. They just overwhelm Secret in the upcoming couple of minutes. Secret, they smoke in and instantly back out. So that might be collateral damage here. The value of Nyx being able to be smoked and vendetted.
Yep, Zayats, I don't think that's who they would want, but they'll take it. Toss up, finishes him off, Stormstormer. And that was the blink reveal, I believe, right?
Yeah, it was.
Pretty valuable. Although it is, again, just the Phoenix, which I believe that is also death number 3 for him. Although he does have a couple of kills for Zayat. I mean, he's been filling in nicely for Yapzor, obviously, as the permanent replacement for now. I actually don't even know the correct wording for this. It's not a substitute anymore.
I would like to just say it as a 6-man roster, where Yapzor isn't in Discord talking to them at the game.
Sure.
Of course. But no, it's just Zayat is just playing on the roster. It's as simple as that. And of course, get well soon the Yapzor.
Indeed. Crystallis has the Orb of Corrosion along with the Treads right now, and looks like the Echo Saber is going to be next for him into the BKB eventually. Is there a specific path past that you're hoping for? As we're going to pull that thought as Nisha, Ava, toss, impale, but there's the heals from Solar Guardian. The Doom is there as well, though, but he is walking away. See if he has to get denied or not. As a hookshot comes in from Puppy, not able to get the cogs off in time, which means that egg is not going to be the most valuable of all time. And you can see that Nisha is going to be just fine.
Every team just used their entire toolkit to kill literally no one.
Yeah.
They use Grip, Doom, Vendetta, Egg, Solar Guardian, and Hook. That is, okay, impressive. But that is the strength of Secret's draft, right? Entity, when they look for a pickoff, there's going to be the Egg, the Hook shot, the Solar Guardian. Secret really plays on Entity kind of mis-executing a little bit. And I think Ice Ice clutch Solar Guardian into the double stun. It didn't really allow the Doom to just pursue deeper to get the AoE damage onto the puck there.
Yeah, and that would have been obviously a big kill on the carry, if you want to call him that, for Nisha. Tommy ends up leading the tree successfully, so that is a big kill onto Crystallis. Puppy was here, but not able to help out his comrade there. But he does have Fishman stuck in the cogs. Ends up getting himself out. The sleep is gonna get... Yeah, unfortunately for him, the TP is canceled, but it does force the Nisha coil at the very least for support.
I think the key takeaway from all of this is the fact that overall Crystallis hasn't really been farming up too well. He hasn't got the Echo Saber yet. He's been kind of pushed out of his lane quite early. He's the lowest net worth of all the cores. And he's already itemizing, you asked this before, he's itemizing not to scale into the game. He's itemizing to be kind of a frontliner where he'll happily jump into the middle of the fight, throw down a Wukong's, tank a spell, and allow everyone else to get their spells out on top. But
we got the Avatar set up from the Impale, but there's more here to come with from Secret. They have the numbers, and now stuck inside the cogs is Stormstormer. This would be a great trade for Secret if they're able to pick him off. Battery Assault, yep, the Boundless Strike is there just in time. Katami slows this down with a spike, but will drop in the end as a 2-for-1, but this would be an even bigger kill as Nisha avoids the Nightmare. And Pure
top tower has fallen.
Wants to pursue, it looks like, but the rest of Secret going to back up now.
He has the BKB, a lot of discipline not to use it there under the pressure of the puck.
Radiant's middle tower
with the scuffed Blink Dagger that is Tumblr's toy, he might look to try and join the team. I mean, I feel like right now, as soon as Dune's back up, go for a smoke, go for the play, try and punish him a little bit, but it's always going to be hard because this pickup lineup, if they don't initiate perfectly, they're going to get hookshot, egg, so like it's so difficult to cleanly connect. Right. It's so much emphasis on Nyx being that perfect initiator where he vendettas in, gets the carapace to insta-stun to open everyone else up. And we went for a bit more of a aggressive build as well. Mentioned the Vessel, he's got the Blink. He doesn't have any charges yet on his urn, but once he gets that, he throws that onto the Monkey King. Of course, that'll reduce his regen. The Dawnbreaker, pre-shard. He already has shard. So, I feel like Entity with this lineup, this is kind of next minute or two is going to be the big window where they should excel with the heroes that they've drafted themselves.
Okay.
Or at least try to excel. They might just get wiped in a team fight.
It is possible. I mean, Pure is top net worth, as he kind of should be as a Doombringer position 1. He's going to get close. We're getting close to that Blink Dagger. But I'm not sure. Does he actually want to join this smoke is the real question. He's still sticking to the mid lane for now. And it looks like he's prioritizing that farm and that Blink.
Just push out in the mid lane.
He's going to tank this gank in all likelihood. Oh, wait. Looks like Secret have an idea that they're here.
They have scan available, yet to use it. This is the Radiant scan happening, which didn't actually clip anyone really, other than, of course, Puppy that they already saw.
All right, Pure's Blink Dagger is now being delivered. Of course, he does not have a useful creep to combo that with yet. Obviously, the Centaur would be the creme de la creme.
Both teams just holding the areas in which they have division. And now Entity retreat, and in doing so, they will pass the Secret ward. So really, in these type of games, they have perfect defensive vision. As you already see a quick D-ward as well. Secret not only having double wards in this area. Oh, they're in.
Oh, hook shot, finds Stormstormer. You see Crystallis and company focusing though on Toby, and they get him out of the game instantly. Stormstormer trying to pursue this here, but he's in a 1v2 as Pure has to pop the BKB and TP. They've lost 2 cores. At the very least, Doom gets away, but Secret getting pretty much everything they want.
Just perfect defensive vision and placement, right? Secret. They identify that the smoke's coming. They posture back. They don't run into it. They bait them. They have the double lingering wards. So on the retreat, they're able to instantly see them, capitalize on it themselves.
And they're going to get the Waning ripped, but the stun comes out from that spike, nicely placed onto Nisha. Either way, they'll find this Bane Elemental. Still 20 seconds until Stormstormer's back. As Pure, I'm sure he's still looking for the Centaur creep. It's always really annoying when it's never in the spawn.
Tower is under attack.
You'd like, at this stage of the game, there's no link, so yeah, just any blink stun will help a lot.
Well, that is a stun that technically he's killing with the Ogre camp. Just a channeling. That's the problem.
If I saw him hit that stun on a puck, oh my fucking god, Christ.
It could be so bad that it's good. Like, Nisha would never expect it, right? He'd face shift
like
right away.
Behind a tree, like, whoa, hey!
That's right.
Yeah, he's never hit.
Be a little longer range, perhaps.
Radiant's
I mean, I feel like that ability to be in the game is kind of a meme, but it needs like we need to see it on a hero at some point, surely.
I mean, the fact that we see it so often when carries are jungling, because they mindlessly A-click the jungle.
Yeah,
look,
they
just like look
alt
at the
tab or
shop.
something.
Yeah, oh, let's go watch my new ASMR video, whatever they do.
Yeah, of course.
I just love watching it.
You know, there's certain players that love
Not
to play with
ASMR,
music,
by the way. I meant the neutral creep, by the way. I don't care about ASMR, just to clarify.
Oh, I was about to go on a long tangent about how great ASMR is, but okay, sure.
Please whisper it to me.
Hurting my feelings to you. You know, some players love to listen to music while they play matches. Isn't that weird?
Dire's middle
Kinda.
tower
I remember
is under
Eternal
attack.
Envy at a summit actually got really upset because he couldn't listen to music during the game.
Wasn't the reason the admin was like, we don't know what you're listening to?
I don't
So
know.
it could be...
I think they were just flabbergasted at how stupid that is. It's like, why the hell would you do that?
I mean, if Techie's in the game, you mute.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, if you're playing competitively, no music.
Yeah,
if you're
of course.
playing like ranked,
PUBG.
I could argue some soft beats,
Sure.
but nothing too wordy.
Oh, the spike. Actually, and it looks like Zayat is going to die, although he gets off the egg with the shard coming in from Ice. And that Solar Guardian, what a play. Pure actually not able to get out either. And that is a BKB charge down along with his life. So double kill for Ice. The global potential from Secret kind of out of control as a result of this Dawnbreaker. And Toby's going to get cleaned up. And Secret seem to have a decent grasp on this game now.
They're just getting outmaneuvered across this entire map. We've seen this Doom have BKB for now, what was it, 5-6 minutes? He's not even really used it aggressively. Secret have just perfectly been super defensive on their side of the map. They get that
Radiant's
one
bottom
set of
tower
double kills.
is under
They sweep
attack.
across and now pick-off after pick-off. Like, you're trying to find this Phoenix before you get the
Radiant's
initiation on next, but
structures are fortified.
where's the damage after that? Doom, this isn't a carry that's right-clicking heroes
Radiant's
down. You're
bottom
kind
tower
of
is
passively
under attack.
chipping them down with Scorched Earth, Infernal Blades. You're gonna see it here. Like, you jump this next. If this was like any other character, imagine like a PA or someone, sure, that's a dead Phoenix, but Solar Guardian, the egg with the shard. The fact that you get the core break on the Doom, it really is just not the fight you want from Entity. And if you look at the minimap, like, the rest of the Entity, they're just trying to get into the fight, and because it's so far away, the bottom right corner of the map, Secret just laps it up. You want some more freebies? Sure, we'll take another Enigma.
Yeah.
And of course, the smiles from Crystallis.
Yeah, he's very happy as Fishman is getting quite low. He's going to get off the grip from behind the trees, but he's going to get taken out by that Boundless Strike eventually. So it's a 1-for-0 to start this fight, but the Avatos actually finds Crystallis, tries to go into his tree form, but not enough to survive. But they do lose Pure again. The position 1 Doom is dead, as Nisha continuing to pursue. The dust will show where Kataomi is. Nice, Ice gets credit for that one. So in the end, it's a 3-for-1. Secret do lose their position 1 Monkey King, but I think they'll still take that.
I mean, every time we go from highlight into the game, it's just watching Entity die, right? They've not been able to group their heroes up at any point and run at their opponent. Like the fact that, and this is, I guess, one of the weaknesses of Nyx Assassin, and why we don't see it more. Even if you have good matchups, trying to get the state of the game to be set in a way that you can walk around with Vendetta, find a hero, the rest of your team connect and get a kill. That rarely happens because there's a lot of sentries on the floor. There's a clockwork that's running ahead of you. I think supports naturally position a lot better nowadays, competitively. But these Nyxes, they often just find nothing.
Yep. And they're going to get another hook shot into Solar Guardian combo, and Toby is just donezo again. Just one simple combo has been extremely effective against Entity in this game number 1.
Serious, it means a lot for Crystallis.
Radiant
But
are
don't forget,
scanning.
all his teammates at some point in the last year left him.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And he finally was able to leave them because he joined Secret. And he lost to OG, ex-Creep Wave lads. He lost to Entity already, Fishman, his ex-captain,
Radiant's
ex-Creep Wave lad.
bottom tower has
So now
fallen.
winning this series, going to the major, he'll finally be able to overcome his demons, always losing to his ex-teammates.
Wow, that's quite the demons to overcome.
I know.
Gracious me, oh my.
Thank you.
Well, I didn't say thank you.
I'm just thanking you for thanking the story.
Oh,
Thank you for accepting my...
Yeah, of course.
Moment.
You could have just made that up and I would have believed it anyway. So.
I'll keep that into account.
Ice. He's got a Basher apparently coming to him, so he's playing a little bit more position 1-like on this Dawnbreaker, as actually in his backpack right now. So
It's value, immature a bit more. But no, the fact that he's already got phase BKB shard, pretty much anything else he can buy is pretty chill. And I think against this BKB Doom, we've yet to see it be in the middle of the fight. Now imagine if it is in the middle of the fight, Solar Guardian comes down, Doom's already there, you whip up that Starbury and you slap the guy and bash him, it's going to turn the fight around. So yeah, I like this, honestly. He doesn't need to go for the ags and stuff. He can just scale into the game.
Yeah, of course, with that BKB, it allows him to actually get the Solar Guardian, even if there's a spike carapace, which is kind of the ultimate counter to him.
Exactly.
Although I don't think he's used that in that capacity yet.
Nisha is about to complete Lincoln's as well, so this move from Entity, if they're a little bit too slow as this courier comes to Puck, they might get the biggest surprise of their life.
Dire's middle tower
Yeah,
has
Puppy's
fallen.
going to get the hook shot off into the Solar Guardian again, and it will be successful because he popped the BKB beforehand, so Spike Carapace is wasted in the end as Pure kind of left alone. He's going to have to use his Doom in defensive measure here to prevent Crystallis from pursuing him any further. So again, the Dooms coming out from Doom have not exactly been great thus far. And he still doesn't have a Centaur Stomp. Maybe he doesn't want it.
Yeah, I don't think he does want it because, again, the Mana Aura, that 2 regen, if you're playing quicker on the map, it's helping your team. He's farming a lot with it because of Scorched Earth spam.
Oh, there's a Lincoln's now to break now.
And now, of course, like we mentioned, the Lincolns. But the fact that team fight, again, it's just a little bit awkward for Entity. When a last pick Enigma, we're not really seeing, wow, look at that black hole. You've not had to scream yet.
That's true.
Yeah.
I got used to Saberlight's black hole from yesterday, so a lot of practice of not hyping those up.
I mean, he was black holing in this game. That's how far away it was.
Yeah, that would be something. I mean, there's probably ways to traverse galaxies. We just don't know of them yet, surely.
Soon, TM.
Yep. That James Webb Telescope, I'm sure.
I'm so
show
down
us
for
a
the
lot.
day. It's going to show us some aliens. This is hyped.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
I know it's not. I'm just...
They certainly exist.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I mainly wanted to say. The telescope ain't going to show us anything.
They haven't visited us, though, Teague. Not to disappoint you.
But how do you know that?
Because I'm not an idiot. That's how I know that.
But you cast with Syndra. Do you know he's real?
Dire's top tower
He's a
is
robot.
under attack.
Exactly. Robots are kind of alien-like.
Yeah, but they're created by us. So alien,
How'd you
by
know that?
definition, mean they come from outside.
What if they... Okay, whatever. Why am I going on this tangent with you?
Yeah, that's...
I look at you and my brain just goes to mush. I won't lie. I'm like, yes, I need to continue rambling on anything. Oh,
That's
there's a
how it
hook
goes.
shot.
Yep, I heard a hook shot. It connects. The cog pushed back on Kataumi as Crystallis and company looking to take him out, but he's
Dire's top tower
got a bit of
is
space
under
between them and they get stuck inside the trees, so ends up netting Secret yet another kill as they continue with their advantage as 6k lead against the Doom. Yet to go for Roshan yet, though. And I mean, Secret have a real... They may not have the fastest Roche killing team. They have an amazing Roche hit fighting team, though.
Yeah, and that's the main thing. I think Secret, they just put themselves in a position where if you don't have to smoke to make these objective plays, you can smoke for kills and just, as long as you play the top side of the map, like they're Dire, right? They have top outpost control, they've not lost a tier 2, they're always going to be in position to contest it, and I feel that's been the main theme of the game. Just push lanes, be ready to fight, play underneath your own vision, and dodge the key smokes. Like, when was the last time Entity connected on a smoke? Maybe it could be this time.
Yeah. Puppy's done a really good job of kind of tanking.
Exactly.
Well, I say tanking these smokes. A lot of times he doesn't even die, but
He's
scouting them out.
2-0-13, Chief. He's done pretty good.
That's right.
Normally he's like Ogre and he's like 2-5 and 12 or something.
Even that's good.
That's true. I don't want to be too flaming. He's done really well on this tour for sure.
Yeah. I mean, is there a point where Puppy gets too old to play Dota? At this
No,
stage,
not at all.
I don't know.
I think people try to compare traditional sports to esports, and they could say, "Oh, age is so." No, it's about intellect, intuition,
Oh, wow.
and of course you do need to press some buttons at some point.
Occasionally, yeah.
Occasionally.
Puppy, he's going to find the Nyx. The Spike Carapace stuns them both, but Kataumi ends up dropping nonetheless. So trying to do his best to scout things out, but I mean, when you're behind as a Nyx assassin, it feels pretty rough when there's all these sentries you have to worry about.
I mean, they literally have a perfect ring of 4 sentries going from the top Dire jungle all the way through into every entry, so there is no way Nyx can come from this side and enter in any capacity.
Radiant's top tower is
Pure.
under
He's had the
attack.
Shivas for quite a while now, as I believe he's working on a refresher, I would assume. Yep.
I mean, every item Pure's bought has not netted any plays. It's, guys, I got the BKB. Okay, I'm going to get my blink now. Guys, I got the blink. I'm going to get Shivas now. Like, they've not done anything, and it's just testament to Secret.
Yeah.
They've been playing this style pretty much for the last, I think, 2-3 series at least, and it's refreshing. We don't see a lot of teams playing this reactionary aura, I guess, mindset.
Now, Puppy, he's going to get Nightmare this time, so no hook shot initiation for him. At least not yet. But yeah, you're right. I mean, having 18k net worth on the Doom and just not feeling any of the impact yet. I think a big power spike for them is Toby's BKB, which...
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he's not super far away from it. Still has the recipe.
But it's also like...
to get.
A BKB into the clockwork, of course. He's going to have to think about how he's black holing. He needs to make sure that he's not black holing on the edge to give the angle for clock to hit the hero. Also, you need to black hole way before the egg goes off, because if there's already an egg in the middle of the fight, you can't black hole, because of course egg popping, BKB piercing, stun. Right. There's a lot of these smaller things he has to think about, and just at some point we're going to see a black hole. And Secret, they need to be mindful of that.
And you have to be mindful of the basher on Ice Ice Ice.
Yeah, again, positioning is key. If Enigma is not in the center of the black hole, there'll always be these moments where you can kind of come around the side and just bonk, get bashed. Not the cleanest of ways. And Phoenix. We haven't really mentioned too much of Phoenix recently. Of course, with the Shard pickup, now he's got the A on disc. He hasn't completed it yet. He'll disassemble if needed. It's going to be so hard for Stormstormer to find this entry into the game.
Even Ice 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 has a Lincolns now. Man, oh man.
They're just going to probably put both on Nisha. We've been seeing that a lot with these teams, especially against the Dooms. Use double Lincolns, one hero. Now you've got a... What, he's got the mana burn creep? Oh, sorry, the damage creep. Like, what else are you going to do? Like, how are you going to pop it yourself? You're now going to rely on your team to do it.
He'd need to get like a halberd or something like that.
Does he have the Fey Grenade? Let's check. Quick check.
I thought they got rid of that.
No, that's still there.
Are you sure? Are you 100% sure? I could have sworn they got rid of that.
My entire life is on Fey Grenade popping Lincolns right now.
Wow, that's pretty bold.
I doubled down really hard.
Okay.
And before I didn't read Jeff Hill's patch last night, and I'm done.
Hot fixed.
Oh no! And I'm patched out. But no, yeah, it's Fey Grenade it pops Lincolns. Let me look at the neutral list. I'll tell you which ones do it.
I mean, they started to go through them to get rid of some of the Lincoln's poppers at the early neutrals, at least.
Book of Shadows pops it. I believe Witch Bane pops it.
Okay.
And I believe, of course, Fey Grenade pops it.
All right. Hook shot. Puppy again finding poor old Katami, but he's able to four-step his way out, so he's found the solution to the clockwork. As we can see, the rest of Secret continue to pursue in cover of smoke. As even Puppy is working on a Lincoln Sphere. What the hell is going on here?
I just love to see when teams they identify a problem and they try and find solutions, right? I think we've seen early in the DPC, we saw a team with 4 Lincolns, and they were like putting 2 on their 2 big cores, sending up the high ground. Incoming! I think the damage numbers in this game must be super low for Entity.
Yeah, it feels like they haven't really gotten the jump at any point this game, despite their lineup kind of needing to be.
Their drop was kind of built around having the first items a little bit earlier and trying to swarm over their opponent. Sure, they will always be running into a puck core, Dawn, and Phoenix. It gets difficult at all stages of the game, but I expected them to just give it a jolly good go, and the fact that they've never been able to find that entry, it's
top tower
it's rough.
Is under attack.
Nisha, during all this absence, he's now picked up the E-Blade as well. Be able to start solo killing some of these supports even quicker.
Yeah, he has been completely untouched this game. 5-0-7, so his dominance kind of has carried over from however many weeks it's been since he's been carrying Secret really hard. But there is a big game changer potentially in the refresher for Pure. And obviously the BKB being online for Toby, which he has yet to use. I feel like this is their best chance to try to come back in this game.
That's really cool. I think so. Puck was inside the... Okay, don't worry.
Puck shot. Puppy wants to shut T-Gov up. Pure pops the BKB and dies.
He died quickly.
Yes, they have a lot of damage, it seems. And Puppy is... It feels like he's initiated every single time masterfully. And with this death means Roche, I would assume, is available for them to take.
And that's why, again, like we mentioned how Nisha is looking so strong. It's because Nisha's always on the fringe of the fight. He waits for his team to do the heavy lifting and the setup, and then he comes to clean up and is always ready. Also, they use scan inside the pit. When Puck phase shift, the scan back went to green. So
interesting.
I didn't know that. So I guess if you're phase shifted, you don't get hit by scan.
So Astral should work the same way then.
If you just, I mean, maybe. I feel like
it should be exactly the same.
Okay.
And same with Shadow Demon.
I'll have to test it. But I mean, I saw Puck at least do it where it just went green.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
That's a nice little trivia.
I'll have to test all the others though, just to see which ones you can bait scam with.
I'm gonna test that Fey grenade after this game as well to make sure
you
that
really
your
want
life
to
is
end my
safe.
life? Oh my god.
But now the Aegis online for Nisha. As Secret in pretty dominant control as they just continue to go for these Lincoln Spheres en masse. And you can see Entity just completely on the back foot. Feels like there's not much they can do. I mean, they have the items to try to get the jump off. There's the first Lincolns, and trying to get off the second, but he's getting off the phase shift with the Dawnbreaker ult coming in.
But they didn't
Ice kind of stuck here. It's off the hammer.
That's the worst feeling, right? You finally get the connection on Tanisha. Guys, I got him! But just didn't have the necessary follow-up.
I mean, even if they used it, it's an Aegis, right?
Exactly.
That feels pretty bad too.
Oh, so difficult.
Good attempt from Entity, but feels like they're on a bit of a timer now. They gotta just wait out this Aegis, or if they find Nisha somehow isolated. But considering how he's played the past few weeks, it's gonna be pretty difficult to find him in these very vulnerable spots.
And I love the itemization from both the Dawnbreaker and the Monkey King. Whereas if you look at the Monkey King, BKB straight to Bloodthorn, you just want to be able to...
I was hoping he'd go Lincolns too, just for fun.
It would do BK, it would do Basher than Lincolns.
Okay, yeah.
And then for the Dawnbreaker, he's of course the Lincolns, the Basher. Like he himself is trying to be a carry. He's got higher net worth than the Monkey King, and it just makes it so much more difficult. Like this lineup of Entity, it's about killing off the one core, right? The Doom, the Black Hole, not killing off triple cores. Like the Dawn is a right clicker. You're just kind of just slowly taking this game at the correct state, itemized accordingly to just outscale what is Entity's quirkier lineups that they presented in DPC. Like the first couple games Entity ran carry Doom, teams were like, what do we do against this? How do we stop the BKB, the Dooms? But now, it just hasn't had too much success in the previous games. I wouldn't be surprised if they are to lose this game, they put it on the shelf for game 2. They might bring it back game 3 because they are that type of team, but I feel with this type of gameplay Entity, they want to be the aggressors running around making moves. And the fact that they've not been able to do that this entire game, really are hoping Secret just overplay their hands. And a defensive lineup will struggle going up high ground, will struggle getting into these objective positions.
But I'll also say that Secret, they looked a bit, looked quite shaky early on in the season, but as the season has gone on, they've looked stronger and stronger. I think part of that is maybe knowing that, hey, Zayats will be our position for the foreseeable future.
Consistency helps. Sure.
So, yeah, no doubt about it.
Also, them leaving boot camp, they suddenly got better. You don't often see that with teams.
Yeah, they're just really sick of each other. Like, thank God. Can't be around this. Nisha's like, okay, I can carry you guys now.
Got his weights at home.
Just don't breathe down my neck. You know, Puppy's a very intimidating figure, after all.
Is he, though? Actually, no, yeah, he is.
He is.
He's very tall.
So Secret with a 14k lead. Aegis still on Nisha for another minute and a half. We'll see what they're able to get out of it here. Still a tier 2 mid and on the top lane. So I would expect them to, at the very least, go for the outer towers. And you can see Entity just completely stuck in their base. And the longer this game goes on in this fashion, the bigger this lead becomes for Secret. As even a refresher on Zayats, my goodness.
Still hasn't had to go disassemble the Aeon disc though. He's had that for, what is it, at least 10 minutes?
Yeah, he could have gone straight refresher. Hindsight 2020.
Oh god, you're such a core player. Like, could buy the BKB, or I could buy Daedalus.
That's right. I never buy BKB, it's boring.
Boring King Bar, in the name.
So I think the Aegis is just going to go out. Secret's pretty happy just having this massive map control.
That, by the way, is the best position to be in. When you're Dire running into Radiant side of the map on Isis, having the ward hugging that tree line, it is so difficult unless you place a high ground ward to then cut around and find him. But I like the fact that they are doing these smoke blocking plays as well. Whilst they're farming, they're always thinking, how do we stop that smoke from happening? Because that's kind of Entity's main entry into this game right now. It's that one smoke, that one surprise factor, maybe timing it when the Aegis goes out. Of course, it's kind of like the more obvious move to make, but they need to make one move at some point. They have 7 kills to their name. Have we seen a single black hole though? I don't think.
Yes.
Oh wait, there's sort of the one top right where it got cancelled.
There was at least
By the
one.
tier 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Have we seen 2 black holes in this game?
We haven't. I don't think we've seen a BKB black hole, and he's had that for like 5 minutes.
That's fair.
At the very least.
Okay.
And that felt like the easiest time for him. Or I should say easiest because it is a hard Enigma game.
It is. It is.
I mean, especially with Puppy hitting every hook, it seems.
Quite the hooker.
Don't say that to his face, as the AC is now
I didn't mean that.
officially picked
Get your mind out the gutter.
Hey, you said it.
You thought it.
Dawnbreaker, I'm sure the chat thought that as well, just echoing their sentiments. AC on Ice is so freaking farmed. It's crazy.
But they've just been farming for 40 minutes. We're just doing... I mean, we said this the other night. We're really bad at small talk. And now we've been put into cast.
So how's that weather?
Oh, the weather's great. I mean, it's kind of cloudy. It's not too hot. I'm wearing a hoodie, so I'm happy it's not toasty.
That's great to hear.
Thank you.
Thank you for extending that really boring conversation even further.
What, the 40-minute conversation we've had thus far?
It's been riveting.
Thank you.
It's been quite riveting until you brought up weather.
All right, Christ.
Okay, sorry about that.
Sorry about that. Oh, there's a fight.
Okay, Impale. And there's the Avalanche toss. We got the Dawnbreaker all coming in, the multi-toss. In fact, that's enough to finally take out Puppy. But again, that's just the support Clockwork who buys back into the game. As now you can see the stun on Stormstormer lasted quite a while. The egg with the Sunray to follow. We've only picked up the Bane so far who buys back into the game, but finally Katami, who started this fight, ends up dropping as the refresher is popped by Pure. That's Doom number 2, I believe. This time it's on Nisha. This might be his first death of the game. Looks like you're going to try to go for the deny, but the Nightmare actually delays this just a little bit. They're looking for the deny. Can they get it? They do! Oh my goodness gracious. The deny from Ice. That does not count as a death, in my book at least. And Ice is playing out of his mind. So they end up getting Pure along with Stormstormer, and those are the 2 big boys. And throughout all this, still no black hole. Just haven't been able to find an avenue to use that. As they're going to take out Bane, so that should be the dieback on him.
And it's just a perfect example of the cores complementing each other, right? At the very start of the fight, Crystallis has to tank off the Doom, so he takes a step back. And then you have Dawnbreaker, he's just instantly on top of the Doom with that Starbringer, preventing him from just having any HP to try and continue the fight. Phoenix, the double eggs, yeah, just so much control. Even though it's not perfect lockdown, just controlling areas, just raw spells and presence. Entity really struggling at converting any damage in this fight. Again, we've mentioned it quite a lot of times now. This Doom, 26k gold, we're not really feeling it, and we get to see the nice clutch deny here.
Yeah, and first, I mean, the fact that Ice hits him while he slept gives him a little extra time. Impale actually connects there. Looks like it might have been dodged because of the Nightmare. I'm not sure, actually, but either way, beautifully done from Ice. And I'm not counting that as a death.
No, I'm not.
Personally.
No, I'm not.
It says 6-1, but that one's a lie.
That is a lie. I feel like at some point we will have an update to the scoreboard where it'll be like kills, death, denies, assist.
Yeah, deny.
You don't like the deny?
Nah, it makes it too messy.
No, I'm not saying like you're not going like you're not reading out all 4 numbers, or maybe push the deny into like the corner or something. Just having it somewhere. No. Okay, that's fair.
Okay, in the score, but like the end game where all that's like sure, but not here. Nowhere on.
You want it to say 6-1 now, but the
I want to say 6-0.
You want to say 6-0?
Yeah.
No, I'd agree actually. But to be fair though, he did have the respawn timer.
Doesn't matter.
Therefore, he is technically dead.
No, he went to the ether.
And he did actually buy back to cheat death.
Yes, he did. So if they are able to find a kill onto Nisha, an actual kill, it'll be a dieback. That's a long-ass cooldown. He does have the Arcane Rune, though. And we've seen Nisha with the Arcane Rune before. A nice Avatar, Stormstormer gets the initiation off, and there's the Black Hole to follow. But the Sunray healing enough by such a high degree as Crystallis just going to try to turn this around now onto Toby. And you can see the refresher pop by Zayats as already 3 have died for Entity. Into the egg again. As he's looking for another Doom target. This time we'll find Crystallis, but he's just going to right-click his way to be able to kill this position 1 Doom who gets off the blink. Because of that BKB. The Avalanche buying them a little bit of time. Nisha, Spirit Vessel's applied to him, but I assume he's just going to stick by his E-Blade. Is enough to get the kill. Eon disprocs, but the buyback on onto the Doom now. Toby doesn't have the refresher yet for him, so they don't have to fear him too much. As Stormer takes a tumble. He's going to have to buy back in this game, though. This could be a potential last stand for Entity, as Pure still has his ult to work with. He's going to use it on Crystallis. This is the second time this fight, in fact, that he has done that. Zayat looks to be dead, so at the very least, Entity able to clean this up a bit. But it does cost him a lot of buybacks.
I think Pure really hates Crystallis. Like, every single fight this Monkey King's been doomed. I think he's been doomed 3 times at least, and you're not really having the fights in a central area. Like, we've not had the effect of Wukong's.
Yeah.
A lot of running and gunning, like hoping to find people. And for once, Entity, yeah, they hit the black hole, perfect 3-man black hole, able to eat through most of the heroes. Unfortunately for Nisha, he does go down eventually after a very long drawn-out fight. Completed the Aeon Disc, of course, which was a really nice clutch moment to give him some strength. See Nisha cam? Nice. I mean, to be fair though, this kind of does present how Nisha plays his puck. It's always on the fringe. Like, look how many heroes are dying. He's full HP mana, but he's waiting, playing behind the trees, poking, prodding. It's kind of what we've been saying throughout the most part of this game. And that's the next Doom on the Monkey King. I think it's the second Doom of this fight on Monkey King.
That was the first one, and then he comes back after he dies here and dooms him again. It's a very long and drawn-out fight. But as this was happening, of course, or as we're watching this, the Aegis was taken. Roche with the Aegis and Shard, as Entity also gets a tier 2 in the top lane. Let's see what they're able to do with it.
They find this
Stormer. I mean, he's doing a lot of damage to this tier 3.
They finally got the Tiny into position where he can hit the base, right? He's got a Shard, he's got Moon Shard. Like, Secret needs to be careful. They've been playing with so much confidence. They had a 26k gold lead. They lose one fight because they can't cleanly connect on their spells.
And just like that, they are raxed. Unreal.
That is mental.
But Secret, I would say, are still in the lead here for sure, as the hook shot comes in onto Katami, but no follow-up as of yet. Obviously, Nisha being dead for another 6 seconds. It's going to prevent them from really going to town, but that's going to be very annoying having that Rax down at this stage.
You wanted it earlier, but look who's buying a Lincoln's. The Monkey King.
Yeah, he keeps getting doomed, so why not?
Yeah, it's actually really important, to be fair. You can enter the fight now, you just BKB initially, so then Doom can't break it himself, because of course the mana burn doesn't go through BKB. Yeah, Secret. Isolite's doing a lot of work in these fights. They need to be careful of the black hole. The black hole's not caused them any difficulties throughout this entire game. The one time it connects on multiple heroes, Entity gets that comeback fight. They get a 10k swing and net worth. So now in the back of Secret's mind, it's like, guys, we can still play with confidence. Just not enough confidence where we group up enough for Toby to execute.
Both teams smoked up outside Stormer. He's going to get initiated on Lincoln's, pops on Ice. He's going to get gripped in the meantime. You can see the focus on Katami from Secret's side is Pure jumps in with the BKB. He gets the Doom onto Nisha, but he's kind of all alone. But there's the refresher from Pure, continuing to try to pressure this poor puck, but inside that Solar Guardian. Look at the heals coming out again from Zayat, keeping their puck alive. Avalanche toss. He's actually ends up dropping. That's a big kill onto Nisha and the Monkey King. So it's a 2-for-1 as the Aegis is finally going to get taken out. But Entity, they lose Pure. His Ice is kind of turning into carry himself, trying to go for that Starbreaker, but not going to connect. But Puppy does connect on his hook shot, but Toby looks to be just fine. In fact, they might turn this around, but the Puppy Force Staff keeps him safe. And only 2 alive for Entity, but it is 2 cores as opposed to the 1 from Secret.
That could have been a disaster if Ice wasn't able to help clean up the kill on the Doom. Okay, Puppy.
Yeah, Avatos, and Stormer is going to take that for himself. Ice. He kind of wants to fight, but he knows that Toby's in the area. He gets off the Midnight Pulse, and away they go.
That fight could have just been the end. If Entity were able to clean up and not lose their Doom, kill off one more hero, that top lane was in the base. Tiny could have walked up, they're dead for like 80 seconds. They know they don't have buybacks because of cooldown. Very scary position from Secret.
Yeah, and now you have Refresher on Enigma. This game has just gotten really interesting.
I was praising Secret for their defensive nature this entire time, but then that one play from Entity, damn. You just can't count this team out. They always find their way back in. That's
death number 3 on Nisha. Remember what we said?
If they hit 4, it's over.
They're in trouble.
It is, can confirm.
He is working on a BKB, which in essence is there, so they have really no way other than grip to pop Lincoln's. Or Doom, I guess.
When was the last time you saw the offlane be top net worth like this? That wasn't like a Lycan Beastmaster style hero.
Yeah, it's
It's
been
a
a while.
very impressive game.
I mean, he has transitioned into more of a core build, or like a more position 1 build.
He has nearly 10,000 more gold than the actual carry on Secret.
Yeah, Monkey King's had a rough game.
I mean, he's played Sacrificial, to be fair. Monkey King is more of a scouting the tree style hero. You often play with a couple of items, but yeah. A lot of credit to Ice in this game.
Yep, identified that Crystallis was having a bit of a rough game, so ends up playing carry himself instead. And we're 1,000 away from the Ags on Katalmi, by the way, which this Ags on Nyx is kind of crazy. Of course, it's kind of dependent on the game state. Like if it's a high ground defense, it's really crazy.
Yep.
And then kind of depending on where you are on the map.
I mean, it helps when you have 4 stuff, because once you're burrowed, you can just face, you can force yourself around a fight.
All right, we have Ags on Zayats, though, so he can eat a teammate. So if somebody gets doomed...
And there isn't really an egg hitter.
Yeah.
So if he hits it correctly,
yeah,
you're going to eat that guy, spin him back out, you can eat through the dooms and stuff.
Okay, I mean, these are going to be some epic late game fights. As there's the hook shot, Pure getting isolated. Eon disc procs already. We'll see if Secret want to reconnect here. Coil only connects onto 1. As you can see, Crystallis gets off a huge Wukong's command thanks to that 25 talent Soul Guardian coming in, but not able to find anybody outright. As you can see, Katalmi getting pretty low. They're not going to find him in the end as the jump in is there as Crystallis just pounding into Tiny. That's going to be the kill. A double kill, in fact, but a huge black hole. It's going to connect onto 1 hero. Very big one, T-Gov. As Puck was able to phase shift out, but the egg came through, and Toby misses the next one, unfortunately for him. And now the chase is on for Secret. Toby gonna get hit by this Starbreaker. And it looks like the second one will come through as well. That is 2 cores dead with no buyback, as Pure just trying to push out this top lane. And I believe Zayats used his egg to save Puck in the black hole. Am I?
Saved the Monkey King.
The Monkey King.
The Monkey King was doomed. He ate him, of course, helping save some of the damage, spit him back out. Of course, the doom still sticks onto the Monkey King, but yeah, very much axe reveal from Phoenix, and Entity just not able to get it through. The first black hole looked cool. The second one completely whiffed. They needed to ideally get the perfect black hole and get Toby. This is a difficult game for Enigma. This is at no point can he just go, I black hole, they will die. There's always ways to cancel it and to manipulate it and to annoy him. And in these open fights, Secret finally found the pressure to apply to Enigma so that he fumbled under that.
Katalmi is going to get the Impale onto 2. Remember, he actually does not have Axe quite yet, but they're going to focus on Pure instead. The Abyssal Blade locking him down with Puppy's battery assault. And down goes Pure, but he does have buyback. But again, it's only going to be a 2 versus 5 as Crystallis with the Wukong's command just trying to finish this game. Kind of a rough game for him overall, but it looks like Secret are going to take game number 1 unless there's some crazy comeback here from Toby. Again, does not have that black hole to use. And the Starbreaker connects inside the cogs as the rest of Secret just focus on the buildings. Nice with that assault cures. He's going to get Nightmare for the time being. But game number 1 goes to Secret. A very entertaining game.